Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome to TMS. Thank you for coming. Today we're going to do a track mounted attenuator training. It's a TMA. As you might be aware, TMAs were implemented in Qatar in 2013. This was as per the new normative of Ashgal to implement road safety and traffic management in Qatar. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself, and I would like you also to introduce. I want to make this very dynamic in order to please stop me whenever you want. Any question, anything, I want to make it very dynamic. So my name is Carlos Riera. I'm the managing director of TMS. I used to work for 3 years before in Ashgal. I helped to implement Qatar's War Zone Traffic Management Guide normative in Qatar. So we created a traffic team in Qatar to be working with the police, and after that I joined TMS and I created TMS, and I've been in TMS for the last 7 years. Please introduce yourself and tell me your years of experience and experience in TMA.
Okay. My name is Alay Hodasgi. I'm from
Evo Engineering.
the
Very good.
company.
So you're working in E-Ring project.
ERI project, yeah.
So your manager is Mohammed?
No, Yasser.
Yasir. Yasir Hao.
Yasser Hao.
Good. His nephew is working with us.
Yeah.
Okay. How many years of experience in Daewoo?
In Diamond total 4 years. In TMA 1 year.
So you've been driving as a heavy driver the TMA for 1 year.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm Jim Katipon, a heavy driver and formerly driver in Muasalat company since 2005.
So you were driving the taxis and all this?
No, bus.
Ah, the bus, sorry. Yes, bus.
Been driving bus since 2014. Like that.
Okay, so you have plenty of experience as heavy drivers,
Yes.
both of you,
Yes.
but with the TMA, only a few months.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, please stop me anytime, because I'm gonna do some technical things, but maybe it's a bit advanced, but I think it's good to know you as the TMA heavy drivers, it's a very specialized position and with a lot of responsibility, because you are working every day on live traffic.
Yes.
Okay, so basically what we're gonna see today, I'm gonna introduce a little bit about TMS, the company, what we do. I'm gonna talk about the principles of temporary traffic management. We're gonna discuss the Qatar War Zone Traffic Management Guide and DDPs, a little bit of normative, why you are using a TMA. That's why I'm gonna explain that. We're gonna see the types of temporary traffic management. We are going to talk about the truck mounted attenuator, the parts of the truck and things and all the parts. We're going to see the setting up. You're joining us as well?
Yes, sir.
Please, have a seat. You just arrived in the right moment. So please fill these forms. These are RoSPA forms. It's a registration form. Please have a seat. I'll have a seat. Sorry, because we are recording the video for quality purposes. We are gonna send this video to UK. So please smile to the camera.
Smile with mask.
Everyone is wearing mask. So please let me introduce myself again. My name is Carlos Riera. I'm the managing director of TMS. I've been managing TMS for the last 7 years. We are a traffic management and road safety company. We've been designing, mobilizing, implementing, and demobilizing traffic management all around Qatar. So we also, as part of our scope of services, we provide also training. This training is approved by RoSPA. RoSPA is an organization in the UK. It's called the Royal Society for the Prevention of Accidents. So we're going to do 4 hours course, and at the end we'll do a little exam. Okay? So can you introduce yourself? Yes. Your name, where are you working? I know you're working with DMS, but years of experience, what you were doing before, and months or years of experience with the TMA.
I am Wilson Candelaria. Before I'm working Carwa. 6 years working Carwa.
So you were driving taxis?
No, sir, bus.
Bus, okay.
And then after 6 years, he transfer an alley transportation,
Okay.
and driving bus, and joining the TMS company.
Very good. So how many months of experience you have with the TMA? Driving a TMA?
And start April until.
Okay. So just a few months. Let's say 6-7 months.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Sorry, your name?
Muhammad Firoz Mia.
Nice to meet you, Mohammed. So, what are your years of experience in Qatar as a heavy driver, and months or years of experience with driving a TMA?
First time my job company Hyundai 28.
You're working in Hyundai? Which
Hyundai.
project? The sales expressway? Al Bustan?
40 line kb अभी business.
Yes.
Next time coming मैं अभी 11 years Qatar working job. My first time yes company Al Salam Transport Seafood. Okay.
Okay.
Finish next time coming TMX traffic demand.
Yes. So how many?
अभी 3 years inshallah alhamdulillah my job 3 years TMS company.
Very
No
good.
accident, no anytime good or look working job.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Mabruk.
No problem. Anytime.
No injuries, no accidents, nothing.
No. 3
Congratulations.
years.
I hope it's not 3 years. I hope it's 30 years.
30 years.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Is anyone has been involved? It's a good question. Good question. Is anyone has been involved in an accident in Qatar, like with the TMA? Do you have any accident?
No.
You have any accident? Nothing.
No, sir.
Okay, that's good. Hopefully, after this training, even less. Okay, perfect. So we were saying what we're going to discuss. We're going to also discuss the parts of the TMA, how to set up a work zone. We're going to see some pictures and videos of bad practice and good practice, and about the future of the TMS. So we believe here in TMS that the future should be for local roads, not to use the big TMA, to use the light TMA, because the light TMA is much more accessible and easier to work for roads below 70 kilometers per hour. So I introduce myself, okay? So all of you, you know me now. All of you, you have. So let's go into a little bit of. So what we are doing in TMS. So TMS, it's a company established in January 2015, and it's a professional engineering and construction firm that provides design, consultancy, and implementation services in the field of traffic management and road safety. One of our scope of services is to provide training about work zones. One of our trainings is truck-mounted actuators. So we are going to see the principles of temporary traffic management. It's very important, gentlemen, for you to understand that working on or alongside the road is dangerous. So you guys are working every day or every night on live traffic. So working on live traffic is very dangerous. A mistake can happen in 1 second. So I always want to show a video. This video is in Netherlands. So how mistakes can happen in just a second. So please, I want to see, what is the remote control? I want you to see this video and we'll comment it. Well, you see this accident. This happened in Netherlands, well, in Amsterdam, Netherlands. Okay, sorry because of the quality of the video, but I just want to have a discussion why this accident happened. Why in a country so developed with a lot of normative, with a lot of history in place, why is this still happening? What?
Lack of road sign and
Good. Very good. Lack of advanced warning, zone. So there was no temporary traffic signs to inform that they're gonna do a lane closure.
Yes.
More problems. That's a good one.
Maybe this one, the yellow driver, the car, maybe using the mobile.
A good question. A good answer. We need to forgive drivers. Drivers, they make a lot of mistakes.
Yes, sir.
So unfortunately, here in Qatar, a lot of people, they are on the phone.
Yes, sir.
Or they are texting the wife or the lover or whoever they are texting, or they are. So unfortunately, we need to make traffic management as a forgiving role. So we need to forgive. So drivers make mistakes, but you need to implement the traffic management in a way that if anyone makes a mistake, nothing happens.
Yeah.
So yes, probably this driver is distracted. However, if we have the TMA there,
Yes.
even if it's distracted, it will crash the attenuator.
Yes, sir.
But more problems, why this happen?
They also maybe drunk is that.
Maybe he was drunk, he drank too much alcohol. But again, we need to forgive. We need to install the traffic management in a way that if the driver makes a mistake, we try to avoid this kind of accidents. Why this happen as well?
No traffic management solution.
No traffic management. There was lack of traffic management. The policeman, not because you are a policeman and you have authority, you cannot close the road however you want. You need to close it in a smart manner. It was necessary to close this lane.
Yes.
Was it necessary?
No, this way.
No. You want the ambulance
The curb.
to the emergency services to go fast here. You don't need to close this lane.
Yes.
You have a recreation lane. You can be in this side trying to let the traffic go so this can move. So was it necessary to close the lane? There was no need to close the lane. But there was one more issue. Let me show you. Sorry. So there is no need to close this lane. What is the main issue here? Do you think the car can see the policeman?
No question.
Impossible. There is
Because the truck.
lack of forward visibility.
Blind spot. Right there.
There is a blind spot. There is a blind spot. So when we are doing traffic management, we need to decide when is the best time to close a lane. When is the best time to close a road? When do you usually close roads or lanes in Daegu? What time?
Time after 11 o'clock.
Why you are closing after 11 o'clock?
Midnight time.
Why?
Because no have traffic.
Because there is much less traffic. So the chances of having an accident is lower.
Low.
What time are you closing roads in TMS?
Like 11 o'clock.
Like 11 o'clock. Why?
Because a few truck and cars coming.
Because there are less,
Yeah,
the risk is there. There is always risk. Guys, there is always risk. You are working in a profession that is high risk position. You're not working like Zarina, that she's here in the office and then she's just in the computer. You're working every night, live traffic. So your job is high risk. You need to know that every night it's high risk job. It's not the same working on the road than working in the office. The risk is, you guys understand the difference of the risk? So this can happen any second. So that's why you need to report and inform your management if something is happening wrong. Okay, this is totally wrong.
Yeah.
this gentleman, even being a policeman, is not well trained. He cannot close the road like this.
Yeah.
You can close it in a smart way, but you cannot close like this because there were many mistakes. No signs, no advanced information, no forward visibility. If you want to close this, at least no traffic here. How come you close it here and nobody can see it? The critical moment in traffic management is the moment you close, the moment you open. Clear?
Yeah.
So please no forward visibility. Clear?
Yeah.
So here in Qatar, for lane closures, for temporary lane closures, we are using truck-mounted attenuators. Okay? So to use a truck-mounted attenuator, we're going to study how we do this closure. So why we are doing this TMA training? Why we are doing this truck-mounted attenuator heavy driver training? So first of all, to improve the quality of traffic management installation at work zones. I want you guys to be experts, not only driving the TMA, to share knowledge with your colleagues. Probably the gentleman who is installing the traffic management doesn't know very well, but you need to manage the site, or at least share information. You know how to, you are on risk. It's clear. So we are also doing the TMA training to improve the safety for the traffic management and people involved in the closure. Not only of you, everyone, because you will be here driving the TMA, but you have a lot of people in front of you that you are protecting them. So it's to protect everyone. So why we are also doing TMA training? To ensure compliance with the normative. To make sure that we are complying with the Qatar's Work Zone Traffic Management Guide. So you are complying with an approved TDP, which is a traffic direction plan, that it has been signed by Ashgal and MOI Traffic Police. So you need to make sure that you are following the standards, okay? And we are also doing TMA training to uniform approach to work zone safety to enable external stakeholders to negotiate the hazards. So we are here to create a road safety culture. It's clear? Where are you from? Sorry.
We from Eritrea.
Eritrea.
Yes.
Nice country. Do you have TMAs in Eritrea?
No.
Why not?
It's still not written.
Good question. Why not?
Maybe no problem is
Because your country, the management of your country, unfortunately, didn't put the investment to create a road safety culture. Like Qatar has done. And for that, I will explain it later. That Qatar has done. Qatar has invested a lot of money. That's why all of us, we have a lot of work in the field of road safety and traffic management. I guess you are from Philippines. Do you have TMA in the Philippines?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Something,
I don't think so. I've been in Philippines many times. You have? You are also from Philippines, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have TMA in Philippines?
No, sir.
No. So this kind of job you will not have in Philippines. Your man, the president, what's his name? Duterte, right? Is he the president?
Yes, sir.
I don't think he has invested a lot of money in other things, in against the drugs and all this, and cleaning all the beach and everything, but has not invested in road safety and traffic management yet.
Yeah, that's not good.
So we don't have this. So these kind of jobs that you have here is because Qatar, since 10 years ago, has started to invest a lot of money in road safety and traffic management. I guess in Philippines you're only closing the lane with a few cars.
Yeah. Barrier.
Yes. Sorry, and you are from
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh? From Dhaka?
Dhaka.
Near Dhaka. Do you have these TMAs in Dhaka?
Yes.
You have TMAs in Dhaka now?
City have.
I mean in Dhaka, no.
City another side.
You have this in Dhaka?
No same garage.
Yeah, but not with attenuator.
No garage. That's another.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I want you to understand that working on the road, on live traffic, there is a risk. So you guys are at risk. Your job here is to reduce the risk. How do we reduce the risk? So we cannot close the road. We cannot close the corniche now. Why we cannot close the corniche now? But you will not get approval. But why you cannot close the corniche now? Why you cannot close the corniche now?
Because now the corner is not allowed to close because too much car coming.
Because there is a lot of vehicles there. So the risk will be very high to have accidents. What time we close the corniche?
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. From 12 to 4 probably, or 12 to 5. When the cars are very little. So, the higher is the traffic volumes, the higher is the risk. The more traffic, the more risk. There is more risk in a corniche than in any residential road in West Bay. It's more risky. So it's riskier to have a lane closure in corniche than having a lane closure in Alfumama. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Because of the traffic. The longer that you are on site, the higher is the risk. If you can do a job in 3 hours, please don't do it in 6 hours. You understand why? The more hours that you are on the road, the higher is the risk, more chances to have an accident. If you stay less on the road, it's better. So you will close the lane as late as possible and you will finish as soon as possible. We don't stay on the road with nothing. Understand that?
Yes.
We don't want to do on the road. We don't want to close a lane and do nothing. That's not the job. It's do the job fast and leave. Clear? The higher is the traffic speed, the higher is the risk. There is most risk in Salva Road. Salva Road after interchange 29, exit 29. Salva Road is 120 kilometers per hour. Than in Sirring. Sirring is 80 kilometers per hour. Why there is more risk in Salva Road than in Sirring?
Because of high speed, I think.
Because of high speed. And what happens when we have high speed?
Because this one, if high speed around the Salwa, because very long the vehicle, not too much vehicle.
No, that's not the problem.
I think Salwa would have maybe this line is more.
No.
It's expressway.
Expressway. Why there is more risk in expressway than on a road of in the middle of the city?
It's busy road.
Not because busy. I'm not talking about busy. I know busy, yes. The higher is the traffic volume, the higher is the risk. I'm not talking about busy. I'm talking about the speed. Why a road with more speed is riskier than a road like in Sirring or Birring?
Because if high speed, you cannot control the vehicle.
High speed, high energy. If you have an accident at 120 kilometers per hour, it will be much worse than having an accident at 70 kilometers per hour. You know, just imagine a car crashing against your TMA at 120 kilometers per hour, another car having an accident at 50 kilometers per hour. What will happen? The risk is higher. The accidents in expressway, they are much worse than accidents in an arterial road. It's because of the energy. If you crash a car against the TMA or anything at 120 kilometers per hour, how you say it in Arabic? Mushkila kabira. Big problem.
Big problem.
Mushkila kabira, no? So you understand that? So the higher is the traffic speed, the higher is the injury. The severity of the injury.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
So I want to show a graph showing the, usually you need around 2 seconds to react. So this is the speed limit, 50, 55, 60 kilometers per hour, 80, and this is the distance in meters. Let's say there is a person here, 36 meters away. So when you see a person and you want to brake, and you want to slow down, so it takes you 2 seconds to react. Okay, you have around 2 seconds to react. This is for the reaction, and then you have some meters to brake. So for example, if I'm driving 60 kilometers per hour, I need 2 seconds to react, to wake up, to brake, and then I need some time to brake. This is 36 meters. When I'm driving 60 kilometers per hour, to react and to brake. So I need a space. That's why we put long traffic cones as a taper. That's why we put the advanced warning signs. If it's 80 kilometers per hour, 500 meters. If it's 100 kilometers per hour, 1 kilometer. If it's 120 kilometers per hour, 1.5 kilometers. We need to inform drivers in advance. Why? Because they need time to react. They need time to brake. If they are on the phone, you said before they're on the phone, they need time to see. We need to forgive them. Bless you. They need time to react. We need time to forgive them. Drivers, they make a lot of mistakes. It's clear?
Yes.
So for example, if you are driving 80 kilometers per hour, I need 2 seconds. I need 2 seconds to react, and then a lot of meters to brake. So I will hit this person at 62 kilometers per hour if I'm 36 meters away. So we need to give distance. That's the summary. Okay. And very important, this graph. This is the chances, the probability of death in car pedestrian collision. So it's 0% chances of death, 100% chances of death. If there is an accident, vehicle, pedestrian. And this is the speed of impact. If there is an accident at 60 kilometers per hour between a car and a pedestrian, the chances to die, what is the chances to die? Little only. You think if I'm driving a car and I hit a pedestrian at 60 kilometers per hour, the pedestrian will die. The pedestrian will die 90% of the times. So the higher is the speed, the more chances to die. But if I'm having an accident with a pedestrian at 30 kilometers per hour, yes. Thank you, Yasmin. So the chances to die is very little. That's why in the school zones we do the posted speed limit 30 kilometers per hour. We do the training another day. We already started. Sorry. Tell Zarina because we already started. We'll do it next Saturday. The training, okay? Because now we already started half an hour ago, almost 1 hour. Sorry. So 30 kilometers per hour of the chance of an accident, it will be below 10%. So the speed is very important. That's why in work zone we are trying to reduce the speed. If we are in C ring, 80 kilometers per hour, the posted speed limit for temporary zone will put 50. If we are in expressway like Salva Road 120, we'll post speed 80. Clear? Okay, and this graph also shows, this is from US, this is the traffic speed, high speed, low speed, and this is the traffic volume. High volume of traffic, low volume. So the higher is the speed and the higher is the traffic volume, there is a high risk. If the speed is low and the volume of traffic is low, it's low risk. Okay, so now I would like to show you what is the Qatar Work Zone Traffic Management Guide. So this book that I will share with you, and I would like you to read it, you should be aware about this book. This book is the Work Zone Traffic Management Guide. It's the normative that we have in Qatar. Okay? So this book is what we follow in Qatar. So it's normative, it's the minimum standard for highway working in Qatar. So all the traffic diversions that you are implementing every night, they follow an approved TDP, right? So this TDP is as per the Work Zone Traffic Management Guide. So this Qatar Work Zone Traffic Management Guide, it has been approved by Ashgal people and by the police. So everyone is fully aware that it's normative. So this book was launched in March 2013 and it's developed every year. Okay? So it considers the developments in the temporary traffic management industry. That's why in this book talks about TMAs. This is a big effort of Qatari government, as I told you, to implement and make mandatory that any closure you need to use a TMA. You cannot use a flag man and that's it for a closure. Maybe in your country, yes. In my country, maybe yes. But that's not allowed here in Qatar. That's why you are using the TMA. So that's why you guys have a paper, or you need to have a copy of the traffic direction plan, or someone in the site need to have a copy of the approved traffic direction plan. It's a drawing with the signature of the contractor, the signature of Ashgal, and the signature of traffic police, saying that you can close every night. Because why you're telling me you're closing every night at 12 or 11? Why?
It's not busy time.
It's not busy time, but why? Why you're closing at 11, not at 10?
Yeah.
So this is the risk of the
No risk.
Because already the preparing for
Is recorded already? Continue. Okay. Fine. Sorry, again. Say it again.
because already preparing or working for the preparing the site.
because Ashgal will give the permit from midnight.
Ashgal and police gave the permit. So you need to have this TDP. I mean, you cannot close. You close at 11, and why not at 10? Because you have a permit, which is called traffic diversion plan, approved and signed with that timing. Yeah. So basically, this is the process. Sorry, I know that it's not exactly your job, but it's good to have a bigger picture. Why your work is happening like this? You need to understand why. Okay, so that's why I'm explaining all this, and then we'll go into details for the TMA. So basically, someone in your office is doing the design. Someone in TMS, someone in the IFO is doing the design, and gets the signature and approval from your company from Ashgar and from police. If everyone is happy, then you have an approved TDP. If they reject it, you need to design it again. So at the end, you will have an approved TDP to work on site. Clear? We're going to see now types of temporary traffic management. It's important for you to understand the different 5 types that we have in traffic management. So the first one is static. So it's the kind of work zones that we have there for many weeks, many months. So it's long term. I will explain now. Inspection works, mobile works that we use the TMA, emergency works, and area-wide works. So for the first type of temporary traffic management, it's static works. So static works will be long-term works that is going to be stayed there for long term. So for example, we need to close a lane for 3 months. For these 3 months, we will not use a TMA. We will use the TMA to help to install it. Then they will put concrete barriers and it will be there static. You will not be with your TMA 3 months there. The TMA is for works of maximum of 10 hours. Right? What is your working hours?
Working hours?
Yes. In the TMA, how is the maximum?
Maximum 6 hours.
6 hours.
10 hours, sir.
10 hours.
10 hours.
10 hours. 10 hours. You cannot work more. Because if you work 12, maybe there are some exceptions of 1 day. But usually you cannot work more. Why? Because if it's longer than that, you need to use concrete barriers. It's static works. The TMA is for some kind of works like inspection and maintenance. If you need to do some inspection, you use the TMA, you use your engineer or your people, and you do the inspection. Or another type of works is mobile works. You will use your TMA here, do some repairs, for example, in this guardrail, and then you move the TMA to the next station. So it's mobile works, but maximum 10 hours, and then finish. You cannot be with the TMA long hours. It's not approved.
Yes, sir.
It's not approved. You cannot work more than 10 hours. Sometimes, some particular jobs, like we did in the Corniche, we closed the Corniche for infrared. It's a special work. Maybe we work 14 hours, 13 hours. Maybe, but it's not normal. Maximum 8-10 hours. There are some works, traffic management work, it's emergency. So, for example, the work that we saw before, it's emergency works. The video that we saw, it's emergency works. So we'll need first response covering. And then there are other work zones that it's area-wide. So some operations, they will need to have TDP all over Doha, all over Qatar. For example, now in TMS, we are working in a new project that is installation of 2,000 bus stops. So we need to do traffic management all over Qatar, in Rubeis, in Al Wakra, Mesaid, Duhan, Al Khor, everywhere. But for any type of temporary traffic management, the most important thing is teamwork, working together. So you need to communicate with the traffic manager. You need to communicate with the site traffic management employees. You need to communicate with the site traffic management supervisor. It has to be teamwork. Not only you track, no. It's teamwork. You need to make sure that the traffic management is properly installed. Okay. Before doing anything, we need to understand how we call the lanes and how we call the road layout of the highway. The slow lane, always the slow lane, how we call it? What's the name of the slow lane? You know how to call the slow lane? So you have the slow lane, the middle lane, the fast lane. In traffic management, the slow lane, we call it lane number 1. For example, Siri, how many lanes he has?
There is 3 lanes.
3 lanes. Sorry. So Siri is 3 lanes. So the slow lane, what's the name?
Slow moving the vehicle.
I know, but what's the name of the lane? How you call the lane? I just explained. The slow lane of Siri. No, that's the fast lane. The fast lane. So you have in the Siri you have 1, 2, 3. This is the fast lane. It's called lane number 3. The middle lane, how you call it? Lane number 2. And the slow lane?
Lane number 1.
Okay. Salva Road, how many lanes?
Salva Road is 4.
4 lanes. So the slow lane? Lane 1. The fast lane?
4 lanes. 4 lanes.
Lane number 4. So this is second lane. Lane number 3. Please, mobiles, please put it in silence. Then we have a lane that we are not supposed to drive. That when there is a breakdown or something, we stop the car. When there is, please, how you call this lane? The lane in some expressways, like for example in Al-Shamal Road, for example in E-Ring, you have a lane that you are not supposed to drive, and it's used for breakdowns or something. How you call this lane?
This on shoulder.
Hard shoulder. So we have the hard shoulder
Yeah.
lane. For example in Salvador will be hard shoulder, lane number 1, lane number 2, lane number 3, lane number 4.
Yes, sir.
Right? In Sirring we don't have hard shoulder.
Yes, sir.
No, it's not expressway. It's not expressway. Usually the hard shoulders is, for example, Ras Abu Abud expressway. You know, going to the airport.
Yes, sir.
How many lanes is going to the airport?
Also 4.
4 lanes. So we have hard shoulder, lane number 1, lane number 2, lane number 3, lane number 4.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How we call this part that divides the carriageway? How we call this part?
Road layout.
No. The royal layout is everything. Median or central reservation. One is in English, another one is in English American. I think in English from UK it's called central reservation. In English from US it's median. So you have in let's say Salvador. In Salvador you have hard shoulder, lane number 1, lane number 2, lane number 3, lane number 4. Then median, lane number 4, lane number 3, lane number 2, lane number 1, hard shoulder. It's clear? The median is the central reservation in the middle.
The middle is
Separated to
That separates the north wall with the south wall, for example. And this part is called birch. So usually, before you start your work with the TMA, you will stop in the birch. If you can, if there is space. You don't stop in the hard shoulder. Or try not. That's not, unless you have another solution, but you put the, when you have to stop, you put the truck, you stop the truck in the birch. In a safe place. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So this is the birch. This one is the hard shoulder. Lane 1, lane 2, lane 3. Here is the median or central reservation. And then lane 3, lane 2, lane 1, hard shoulder. Birch. Clear?
Yes, sir.
I have one question. Not possible to park in the shoulder then?
It's not recommended. It's unsafe. Let me explain you why. You can have, my recommendation is big no. No. Why no? Why no? You don't park in the hard shoulder. Now that you have a bit more experience, why you will not park in the hard shoulder?
Because this other vehicle, sir, this one, the Qatari or another nationality, he using the hard shoulder, sir.
Many people, unfortunately, the culture, that's an answer but not the right answer, but it's a good answer. Many people use the hard shoulder to overtake.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the hard shoulder is not used to overtake. The hard shoulder is if your vehicle is breakdown and just to call the breakdown crane and go. But the hard shoulder is to keep it free. You cannot park your TMA in the hard shoulder because you are at risk, high risk. I explain you. The chances for a crash is very easy. Someone talking on the phone and crash against you, it's very easy. You don't park in the hard shoulder. Never. Never. You park in the verge. And if you cannot, you park in a petrol station. You park in a parking area. You park in a safe place. Hard shoulder is not safe. You will have cars coming next to you, thousands of cars. I think you're talking about Irving.
Yeah.
There's a lot of traffic in Irving. A lot of traffic. You don't park your TMA there. Because usually you park it with the attenuator up. Are you protected?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you protected?
For what?
Are you protected? No. You are not protected in the hard shoulder.
Yeah, yeah, not safe.
And the TMA is not a perfect machine. It's a good machine to protect, but it only protects you from longitudinal collisions. It will not protect you from lateral collisions. So you cannot be like the policeman that we saw in the video before. That you are a policeman and you are always safe. Driving a TMA, it helps to improve safety, but it's not a perfect machine. It has a lot of problems that I'm going to explain now. Now we're going to discuss the TMA. Now we're going to talk about transport tornado, but before we're going to do a break of 10 minutes. We drink water, we disconnect, and we come back after 10 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.